Hey, this is going to be a little bit of a different haul video. I got this stuff. This is a personal thing. So I got this bag of shirts from a Goodwill. I was there for a couple hours, and this is all totally bread and butter, standard stuff. No huge money here, just consistent, high sell-through stuff that I stand to double my money, triple my money, maybe quadruple my money on. And what I want to do is go through each one of these and show you on my phone here on the eBay app exactly how I looked each of these up, because the majority of them I didn't buy blind. One or two of them I did buy blind, but almost all of them I crunched the numbers on my phone before I bought them. So this is going to be kind of a POV vid of exactly how to look stuff up in a thrift store, how to run the numbers, how to know if it's going to sell, how much it'll sell for, how much you're going to list it at, etc. At least if you're going to, follow my particular methodology of sourcing, and there are plenty of different methods. All right, so, and not all of these are going to follow the exact same thought process of why I bought it. So here's a brand that I've bought one time before, Fred Perry. The polo shirt, it's in one of my previous videos. I had to toss it because it had a really, it had a stain on it. This one is in really good shape. So, I did run the numbers on this, just out of force of habit, but this is one that I would actually buy blind because the brand is really strong. So let me show you what I would look up here. Fred Perry polo shirt. And when I'm sourcing, I use, it's not auto hotkeys, it's autocomplete keywords, which is a setting that I know is at least available on iPhones. So Fred Perry, this is a men's small. So Fred Perry polo shirt, men's small. And this is going to pull up, if you go to filter, that number right there, that's how many men's small Fred Perry polo shirts are currently active on eBay. You scroll down, click sold items. This gives you the number of polo shirts that have sold in the past 90 days. So that's 91. This is, let's see, filter for used. When I looked this up in the store, it was, those were more favorable numbers. I don't know what happened there. Okay, this is still, I would still buy this. So 128 versus 81. So that's not quite 100% sell-through. If you go into the actives here, and you go to best match, go lowest price plus shipping, buying format, buy it now. This is going to show you what the bottom of the market looks like. So the lowest possible comp, if you were going to price this at the absolute 100% bottom, rock bottom of the market, is 20 bucks. More realistically, I can price this at 25, including free shipping, and still have it be first in line to flip when someone comes in and searches for a men's small polo shirt. So this one, cost of goods, $6. So let me show you how to tell, if you're not used to doing this, if you don't kind of have a mental picture of the price structure here. So let's say we sell it for 25. Multiply that final value by 0.87. That's minus the 13% that is constituted of the eBay and PayPal fees. That leaves you 21.75. Subtract the cost of goods, 6, 15, and then I typically do $4 for first class shipping, because that's kind of on the higher end of what you typically pay. So that's what you can realistically expect to get in terms of net profit in a reasonable time frame. Reasonable being, I would guess for this, probably 2 weeks. Could be wrong. Definitely within 30 days. That's just speculation, but certainly within 3 months. That's how much money I can expect to make. All right, let's do another one. This is a brand that I've sold before, True Grit. This was, when I looked it up, not a crazy high seller. It kind of looked like those numbers that I just ran. So let's take a look here. True Grit. Oh, you know what this was? Why the numbers were different than I recall? Because I remember I searched slim fit. Let me show you that really quick, because these keywords, buyers search these specific keywords and it can make a difference. So Fred Perry, slim fit, polo shirt, men's small. Yeah, 19 actives and 14 solds. So that's really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for close to 100% sell-through. And these numbers on the app are not 100% accurate. There's a discrepancy typically between these numbers and the numbers that you see on the desktop site. For some reason, I don't fully understand it, but it's not a giant difference. So this gives you a fairly solid, reasonable picture of sell-through. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, True Grit. I think I searched plaid. And this is not a flannel, this is just plaid shirt. Men large. Okay, so 24 active. Sold 10. So this is the same search that I saw, but again, I'm going to come in because there is an established market for it. I'm going to look at what the market is actually doing. So I'm going to come down, lowest price, buying format. You want to do buy it now because otherwise you have to scroll through all the auctions at the top. So 15, 20, 25. So same story. So this supply is just a little bit overpriced. There is a margin there for me to come in as either the cheapest or next cheapest option in this entire vertical. So the next person that's going to come along, as long as they do sort their search from lowest to highest, I'm going to stand out as cheapest, and I'm also going to stand out because my listings are a little bit higher caliber than most sellers. So that was a margin call. I almost didn't pull the trigger on that because, it's like 50% sell through, but I decided to gamble on that. I wouldn't point to that as like a great illustration of my method. Let me show you a different one here. Okay, so J. Crew. I remember this one being just straight up 100% sell through. J. Crew, plaid flannel, men medium. So actives are 156, sold 141. That's what I like. I like to see 100% sell through. What that means to me is that it is a virtual guarantee that this item will sell within 90 days. And that's not a 100% guarantee, but it is pretty close. Okay, so same deal. Let's go in because you got to see what the market will allow you to price it at. Lowest shipping, buying format, buying. Okay. 15, 15, 16, 18. So in this case, I would probably price it between 18 and 20. Just to put it at the bottom of the market. I'll probably do 20 because the color is desirable. This is kind of a stereotypical plaid, or a slightly unusual, slightly more, handsome kind of a color scheme. So I'm going to put that up at 20, and I'll accept the best offer all the way down to 17. And it's the same deal. So let me show you. 20 is really kind of where I start pricing, and let me show you why. So 20 times 0.87 minus 4 for shipping minus 7 cost of goods, 6.5. So that's basically doubling my money. So all the shirts, most of the shirts are going to be $7 where I source, and I'll price stuff at 20. I'll accept all the way down to like $4 profit because that is a reasonable rate of return. That is a reasonable ROI. I think sellers tend to have pretty high expectations of ROI on the stuff that they sell unnecessarily, because if you look at any other form of investing, even like a 60% ROI in short order is pretty desirable. Okay, this is a great example. This is one of the brands that I will buy unconditionally without looking it up first. Mack Weldon. They make underwear, and primarily that's what they're known for, but all their other clothing sells crazy well. Mack Weldon, polo shirt, and large. I didn't even look this up, so I'm seeing this for the first time. 5 actives, 8 sold. So that's over 100% sell through. I mean, this stuff, it just is kind of a perfect brand because there is high demand for it. And if you come in, yeah, look, the cheapest is like $30. So that's I'll probably price this at 30. It had a couple little flaws with it, so if I can't get those stains out, I'll price it at 25, and it should flip really quick. That's kind of a perfect example of what I'm looking for. This was a little bit of an eyeballer. These great big brands can be hard to really pinpoint accurately with keywords, so there is a little bit of an art to this sometimes. But this is a denim. It's either chambray or denim, but I'm going to list it as denim just because this inside color is slightly darker than the outside. And to be perfectly transparent, denim is a better keyword than chambray. But I think this counts. This is a denim shirt to my eye, at least, and it's a pearl snap. So let's look up Lucky Pearl Snap Men XL denim. So 4 versus 7. So that looks quite a bit like the last shirt that we saw. Look at the sold prices. This does have a little bit of scuffing on the buttons, which is not major. I'll just point it out. I'm guessing I'm gonna having not. I don't remember what the lowest comps are. I'm probably gonna price this at least 25. Wow, 35. Yeah, maybe I'll price it up, $35-40. And last one. This is probably maybe the longest tail one that I got. This is a vintage tag from Orvis. Contemporary Orvis stuff is not really worth picking up unless it's like a nicer jacket, some of their fishing stuff. But Orvis is flooded. This vintage stuff sells quite well though. So vintage Orvis plaid. I like to use the key phrase button shirt because that, some sellers misconstrue button downs as button ups and vice versa. So button shirt tends to cover both. Men large, 25 active, 6 sold. I think I searched a different string of keywords in the Thrift. So it is a little treacherous. It's a little tricky. I don't consider this a mistake. I don't remember, what did I... was it button? Yeah, but did I search button? Oh, I searched plaid flannel. That's right. This is also useful for when you actually author your listings because it gives you a really intimate sense of what keywords to use. So yeah, 9 versus 9, that's 100% sell through. Sorry, I'll turn around there. And if there's only this many results in active, you don't need to bother going in and saying just buy it now. Yep, so lowest comp is around almost $30. So, another winner. that was a, you know, totally typical haul for me. This is what I'm looking for. I just go out to Goodwill, depending on how much time I have to spend. I find items like this. I find them consistently. I mean, this is not unusual. This is not neither large nor small for the amount of time that I spent. And if I could recreate this every day, I would, and that's what I do. Let me show you for comparison a bad item, an item that I wouldn't choose to buy. Let me just grab something out of my own closet here. Hold on. Okay, this is one of my shirts. I bought it just because it happened to fit me really well at the time before I lost quite a bit of weight when I started thrifting really intensely. So this is just like a button down. Yeah, it is a button down. It has a button down collar there. So let's run these numbers. And this is an example of what not to buy to resell. Code, button shirt. This is probably going to be a small, right? What is it? I wear a small. It doesn't have the size tag on it, but 15 results. 1 sold. See that ratio? That's most clothing. 95% of the clothing that you find is going to look either like that. It's going to look like that, but it's going to be way more top heavy. It's going to be hundreds or thousands of actives versus mere hundreds of solds. But that's the ratio you're trying to avoid. You know, 18 to 1. Let me do another one just to demonstrate. Here's another one of my personal shirts. This is in terms of resale, a trash brand. This is just a trash brand and not a desirable size. And you're going to find a ton of this stuff. Niklo button shirt, men, XS. Okay, 40. 16. All right, that's not as grim as I thought. Still, those are not great numbers. And look at the comps. So active. These are all bottom of the market says 15 bucks. This is not as horrible as I would have anticipated, but this is not something that I would have bought. Okay, so that hopefully gives you an idea of exactly how I source and what I'm looking at. I'm glued to my phone the whole time I'm sourcing. I'm constantly churning through that process. The calculator stuff, I don't typically do. I just have done it so many times. I have a mental image of, you know, what the cost structure of all the fees and the shipping, etc. is. It is worth noting that if you get heavier stuff like pants or stuff that weighs over a pound, you're going to have to ship it priority mail. So typically that's going to be a padded flat rate, which is $7.50, almost $8. So you do have to have some experience with shipping, but that's a really important skill to learn, and that is exactly how I make these decisions. It is not more complicated than that. There is the extra layer of me having done this for a very long time, so I do have a little bit of a mental encyclopedia of brands and clothing keywords that translates to searches. And that is specialized knowledge that you get over time. But even if you're a brand new seller, you can do this. This is how you unlock clothing as something that goes from being infinitely complex and complete guesswork to fairly accurate and reliable. You know, a shirt like that Mack Weldon shirt might as well be a video game, considering how much demand there is for it. So I hope this helped. Hope it was clear. If it wasn't clear, please, leave me a question. I'll try to answer. Thanks, guys.